So we are live here at the Talent Spotlight podcast with Raju, my special guest, Roxana Angel. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, very, very talented. So first of all, obviously, thank you to everyone who is going to be joining us live on Facebook, on the Twitter handler, Talent Spotlight Podcast, Twitter handler, the Facebook page of Talent Spotlight Podcast, and the youtube.com / talent spotlight new female talent. And that's actually the new link for the Talent Spotlight podcast, the special channel link, which was done today by me. So everyone, welcome to everyone, and obviously, hopefully, we get lots of people on board while we're speaking. So, you obviously you've done lots of stuff. First of all, how is your Saturday going?
Well, I was preparing for the interview, so I'm
Yeah, you know what?
I'm happy about it.
The
It's
most
been a
the most
relaxing Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose this podcast is the only thing different is that there's nothing scripted here. So it's like every question going to come is going to be related to the career, your career and stuff. But obviously, there's nothing which I have jotted down. Like people who I know who do podcast, they do make a list of what they're going to be doing, which is good as well. It depends on what works for you, but that doesn't work for me, to be honest. On there, and I like your plant which is behind your background as well. That's a really nice. It's very tall. Yeah. And on there, so what time is it down there? Is am I right in saying you're in Brisbane,
Where?
Australia? Are you in
But
Australia?
I'm passing Cannes, so it's 1 hour plus. It's fine. It's nice.
So what time is it down there?
It's 7:30.
7:30 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. That's good. And so as I've seen, and obviously we're on a connection on LinkedIn as well, and that's where we started speaking down on LinkedIn. And I saw your profile on there, and obviously I saw you did a lot of stuff, and your profile showed that as well. Uh, and your Twitter handle is below as well. So if anybody wants to get in touch with yourself, your Twitter handle is below, which I've added on. So you do a lot of stuff, obviously, from acting to writing to lots of stuff, and we will talk about that. If you tell us a bit about your acting and when did that start?
I started acting when I was 20 years old. I started
Okay.
during high school, actually, my last year in high
Right.
school. We started with an amateur group of students and teenagers from college. I was a teenager at that time. So we created a
Right.
group. We start playing. We start improvising. Then slowly, we start collaborating with more professional actors. And I was invited to some point. I was lucky enough that very soon after I was invited by a group of theater to join a tour, festival tour. And because one of the actresses had an accident, she broke the leg,
Oh
and they
no.
needed somebody to replace her very fast, and somebody who could learn all the roles in 1 month. So when I started immediately, and it was so hard work, like day and night rehearsal from my first theater dance show. This is how I started. And when I first went on the stage, I was so shy. I was not looking at the public at all, at the audience. I was just looking straight in the light because I wanted to imagine myself that I'm still in the rehearsal room, so I don't become nervous, and I don't
Right.
forget the lines or the choreography, because I was also dancing. But it was
Wow.
challenging and transforming experience. I was just 20, and since then I'm continuing.
Yeah, so obviously your acting started by obviously her having that unfortunate breaking her leg and stuff, and then obviously you got
Yes.
obviously unfortunately for her, which was obviously bad for her, but obviously that opened up an opportunity for yourself to do get into acting on there. And is there anything in acting you've done after that, which you said you wanted to do, and you've enjoyed doing and which area has that been in acting particular?
Well, I like acting a lot because it's playful and it's fun. It's a career which it's not boring. You all the time put your creativity in. So I like all parts of acting, from, as I say, from dancing shows, from stage theater to film, TV, even commercial, or just online activity shows, and even children play. I used to, for 3 years, I was joining theater team, which were together we were doing children play. So just
Right.
plays for children in kindergartens, in festivals, and it was amazing also. So I have a lot of experience and broad activity into acting. I even did puppeteer to some point, or even like this with the hands, or with big
Oh, right. Okay.
puppets,
Yeah,
puppet show.
absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something which I've always been intrigued about, that kind of the puppet and that kind of, that's very interesting. I used to like that kind of stuff as well at one point. Yeah, absolutely. That's very nice. So did you say you did theater? Did you say it, have you done
Yes.
theater? You did theater, yeah.
Yes,
Right.
this is how I started.
That's how you started. But theater
Yes,
is one of the hardest forms of acting. So
exactly.
because obviously TV you can do as many retakes as possible, um, and in films it's the same thing. But when it comes to theater, there's no retake. So if you messed it up, you have to amend it while you're continuing because there's not going to be another retake. So
That's
you
correct.
have to cover yourself and hope that you don't make a mistake when you're doing the whole play um, on there. So weren't you nervous when you did a theater at the first time you did theater? Were
Yes,
you
as I
nervous?
told you, first time when I went on the theater stage, I just didn't look at all in the audience, because I was just looking into the light, especially to trick my mind that I'm just in the rehearsal room and nobody's seeing me. So if I do a mistake, it won't be a disaster. But I did not. So this trick of mine worked for me, and it's a trick I share it with the beginners, with the beginner actors. If it helps you, it helped me. And after that, yes, after that for theater, it's it's very difficult because of this reason. You have a lot of tension. Sometimes you can be super relaxed and you are so confident with yourself, but 1 minute before entering the stage, when you're just behind the curtains and the other is finishing the lines and it's your time to enter, sometimes you can have like such a moment of um of a kind of a shock. It's like your
Right.
body's freezing and you feel like suddenly your emotion can be so strong that paralyze you. And you have to be powerful and to just surpass over it and go over and just go on the stage and pretend that you never had any stress and do your best work as possible. So luckily for me, I didn't have this moment. Like I saw other actors, they just didn't enter on the stage. I had some shows just before entering on the stage, they just break down and say, "I'm not entering. Somebody take my role. I'm not ready.
Right.
I'm dying here." Me, I all the time enter. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I had also moments when I had, for example, to replace one person like that, or a girl. For example, we had like a dancing show, and a girl
Yeah.
was late or something, so I had to take the role, her role. Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't know anything. I didn't know the choreography. I didn't do anything, and I was entering, and I was doing my part. So most there that's the fun part when you improvise, yeah, but I love it.
Okay. So you started theater at a young age, and you've done theater. Are you still doing theater now?
At the moment with the quarantine stuff, no, not so much. And that's the moment before quarantine I was having a little break, and during these 2 years of COVID situation, I decided that I want to shift my career to transform it into film acting mostly. So this is where I'm trying to enter. I know it's a little bit difficult, but I'm having my confidence, especially because of what you asked. Because in theater it's much more difficult. Yes, in film it's much more easier. Yes, you you reshoot a scene till it goes to end out perfect. So it's no point of you doing something spontaneously wrong.
Exactly, and obviously the people who have there are people who've come. A lot of people who are like traditional who have come from theater, and then they've gone into films and drama afterwards. And obviously, if they've come from theater and they've got it right at the beginning, I suppose that does help them when they go and they get into the other areas like film and drama. That would help them.
Yes, yes, it helped. For example, I was my first appearance on TV. Yes, it was the
Okay.
same because I was so prepared with the theater stage. Yes,
Right.
when I was invited to have a role in television, um, I was ready, and they gave me like a full list of lines to learn in 1 hour, and we had like half a day shooting because also in television things are moving very fast. It's different from cinema when they have time to charge with energy a role. You have time to think. You have time to reshoot 100 times. While in television, things can move very fast. So theater experience helped me also when, as I said, now with the last years when I had also television roles, and because with me it was very very fast. In half a day we finished
Yeah.
the shooting.
Half a day.
Yes.
Is that was that anything which was that like an international series, or was it like which you were shooting at that time, or
No, this was not international. It was for a Romanian TV.
okay, Romania.
It
Okay.
was called First Love. So couples were showing how it was like the story. It was like their first love was kind of an impossible love. Yes. So for me as a Romanian, I was showing the love between a Romanian and a Hungarian boy, and which like we are from different countries and our parents were not agreeing
Oh,
to it, so it was kind of
Right,
love
okay.
story like that.
Okay, so so in the shooting you were obviously, like you said, you're from Romania and he's from Hungary.
Yes, that was a story.
That's what the story was. Okay, that sounds very interesting. On the was that accepted back in Romania?
Yes, was accepted and was broadcasted to the national television, to the whole country.
Yeah.
So that's the moment when I started becoming famous, I guess.
So a lot of the stuff which you've done, obviously in Romania, do they have a big industry in Romania? Like when it comes to getting films out, creating TV, is it big in Romania or is it a small industry?
Well, from the entertainment industry, music is the best industry of Romania. There are many
Hmm.
famous music artists who are singing in English and into house music or disco music, English and Spanish and Latin music. So the music industry is much more um, known and much more advertised abroad. Television also
Right.
is a good industry in Romania, and there are also a lot of Hollywood producers who are coming to Romania to do shooting. We
Right.
have very nice nature castles, old castles, Dracula castles. Yes, everybody knows about it. Transylvania, Dracula, and
Wow.
mountains, seaside. So beautiful women, beautiful environment. So many Hollywood producers are coming to shoot their movies in Romania, but I cannot say that the Romanian cinema is good or is big as industry. And on the contrary, I could say it's small. Romania is not a rich country, and I think the investment is not so. I mean, there are not so many famous Romanian movies who were produced worldwide. So we kind of
Wow.
produce some in-house movies, let's say, in the country.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it depends on, I suppose, how much money one can invest in the industry, and then obviously the industry becomes bigger, and the more films come out, which we have seen in a lot of countries where you know uh, have started to develop and stuff. And so, actually, you are the first guest who has acted. No, actually, there's been a guest who's written theater, but there's not been anyone who has acted on this podcast who has come so far. So you're the first one. Yeah, you're the
Thank you
first
for the
one.
invitation, Raju.
Yeah. There was supposed to be someone else, but she didn't get back to me. So she was a bit busy, and she was supposed to email me, send me a message back. So I was waiting for her to get back to me. So she hasn't come back to me so far. But yeah, but that's very interesting actually regarding that. And on the so the majority of the stuff you've done in TV has been in Romania, and you said, and that and those dramas they telecast in the UK.
Now in the UK, I didn't play yet.
Okay.
In the UK, I did just some voice acting. I've been
Okay.
also on television in Greece.
Wow, that's good.
Yes.
Very good. In
And
in
online as well. I've been invited to radios, to online show, online podcasting for a person from Austria. So I'm open to the international collaboration always.
Yeah, absolutely. The more collaborate you do, and the more it helps the other person, it helps yourself. It's a two-way thing, isn't it? Really, collaboration, and that's helping each other. I think there's too much less of collaboration these days. I think where when people are creating stuff, they're a bit what do you call it? Maybe in the zone a bit too much, where they don't want to collaborate, and they think, okay, I know everything. I don't need to collaborate. But what I've seen and what I've always left myself open to is either collaborate with other people, podcasters, and also promote each other's content as well, which I started doing a while back with another podcaster, and obviously promote my stuff with them, and then they promote me. So doing that as well, because I think that's really good. Collaborating is I think is a great tool to have, if you use it the right way. You know, is a great thing to be doing. I think we do too much less of it, to be honest.
Well, I'm open to collaboration, and also I appreciate when my work is being recognized and supported, of course. I'm
Yeah,
also, as you know, an author, a writer. I'm thinking to write a script. I start to write some script also. So I'm plurivalent into the artist world.
absolutely, and we are going to get into your writing as well. I thought we would start off with your acting, um, and then we would go to your writing. So, what kind of stuff have you written?
Well, if you have more questions regarding acting, I'm open to answer. Regarding
Um,
writing, I
yes.
write various genre, from poems, essay, political analysis, critiques, novels, studies.
Have you released any books?
Quotes and aphorism, I forgot to say.
Right. Okay. Have you
Sorry.
have you released any books recently or in the past? Any poetry or any novel or anything which you would like to share?
Sure, yes. I published 7 books till now, and there are 4 of them are in English and are available to the large public through Amazon.com at the moment. So you can go to Amazon.com and just type Roxana Angel, and then you'll have the list of my books, because there is an author page there. Or just Google my name and you will be linked to my books as well, to my website. Luckily, Google is friendly with me, so I'm all over Google.
Yeah, Google is good actually. I mean, if you use it the right way, Google, you can get good promotion via Google, as long as you're doing it the right way and you know how to promote yourself the right way. Google is a good tool to be using on there. And so you've released quite a lot of material, a lot of books, which, like you said, available on Amazon.com. Are these ebooks, or are you doing the paper books as well, the paper edition?
Yes, they are available. All of them are available in papership and paper print and Kindle edition to ebooks. I'm working also on audiobooks, but I'm very busy. I would like to have audiobooks with my own voice. So even though it's my own to-do list for 1 year now, I didn't yet make it available.
Yeah, that's very exciting, and obviously some stuff which you're looking to do. Regarding your books, what kind of books are there which you released? Are these
Somebody is laughing here.
are these poetry books, or are these like a novel, or what kind of books?
My first book was a poetry book. Yes, this was my debut. Then I had an essay, a philosophical essay, The Divine Nothingness, which is a combination of spirituality and quantum physics.
Wow.
I gave an answer of the beginning of the universe and the expansion of the universe through my own spiritual experiences. I love physics and I love spirituality and mathematics also. So I combine it. Even though I'm a blonde girl, I I keep my wisdom hidden deep in my brain. So this was my second book. Then I have a Fulfillment in Couple Relationship. It's a book which is very good for the couples, for married couple, for even for singles, or for couples who want to improve their love life. It's available also in English. This book was translated already in Greek language. It's available also in Greek.
Wow.
Then I have another book which is called Hyperion. It's an analysis for symbolism, for symbols. Yes, for symbols that were presented by a genius author into the longest poem of the world, 98 verses. So I took every symbol. I did this hard work of taking every symbol from every verse and describe the meaning of it. So this book is called Hyperion. And my last book is it's called Cosmic Leadership. It's a book about politics. I give a spiritual model of a political leader. I'm fascinated also with politics, even though I shouldn't, but don't tell my agent. Actually, in this book, I also make a little connection with the King Ashok from India, who united India in the ancient time and who managed to conquer through wisdom and through peaceful like he was convincing people to surrender to his kingdom through peace. So they and through, yes, it's true, through Buddhism. Yes, for Buddhist mentality, which implies tolerance, non-violence. I'm not Buddhist, and I do not promote Buddhism into this book, even though some people think I'm all kind of religious. They apply me all kind of religious. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not religious. So I love all religions and I respect all religions. All are beautiful.
Yeah.
So I think we can learn from all religion. I promote peace between religion.
Yeah, I think we need. I mean, regarding your books, obviously, there's a lot of stuff which you've done, which is very interesting. Which you've not stick to one thing. You've done from poetry to so much stuff you've done on there. So obviously, the obviously the viewers and obviously the people where this part obviously episode will obviously go on to the podcasting platforms shortly today as well. So the people down there as well would be very interested, I'm sure, in seeing the work which you have done, and obviously, what kind of feedback have you received from your books and in Romania and international?
I can say with open heart that I receive very beautiful feedback, and this is my inner fulfillment as a writer. As a writer, maybe you know or you don't know, you don't have a quite good income making it, like you cannot
Yeah,
count on money from your books. It's
that's
a
true.
very low and slow income, if it is. But the fulfillment of having readers who are enjoying your books, it has now a description or explanation for me. You know why? Because when I give a message into one of my books, I give an idea. Yes. So for me, if this idea is getting a root, like a plant, into somebody's heart or mind, it's something very beautiful. Yes, because a writer should awaken the heart or awaken the soul of the reader, and the
Yeah,
reader can have a revelation, can have an understanding, can have an emotion after reading. This is the purpose, and this is what fulfills me. And I had amazing feedbacks from people all over the planet. People, they didn't. My books were not, for example, translated into Arabic, and people from the Arabic world complimented my books. They self-translate some of my passages, so I'm very happy. Not only also from Asia, um, from Greece, from many countries.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, writing now is obviously, yeah, like you said, it's not something I realized as well when I wrote my first book, and this is back a long time ago now, probably about 2003 or something. And that was a poetry book, and when that came out, I realized, obviously, that was a hobby, but I realized it's unless you're a famous writer like J.K. Rowling, or who wrote the Harry Potter series. Um, Even though she struggled at the beginning as well, to be honest, but unless you're really, really famous, then obviously you can live on that income, if you're earning so much money. But it's still not a bad hobby, and it's something, if you enjoy writing, then it's something which is really, really good to do on there. So you do a lot of writing, and have you got anything in the works at the moment?
Yes, yes. I have a few more books in a writing process. Few are already, one is already kind of finished to be published. It's a book for children, a kid's book. And once I settle down a little bit, I will ask the publishing houses who want to publish my books. I already start speaking around and asking for offers. I have almost finished a novel, like a mystic novel with a little bit of erotism, sensuality, let's call it. And I have another study about consciousness and higher state of consciousness. Maybe heard about nirvana or samadhi or ecstatic blissful experiences. Did you?
I've heard of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It is. Yes, I know some about that. Yes, absolutely. It is very interesting. That kind of it is. It's something which is really good if you are into that kind of stuff. Then definitely it is very good. Spirituality is good anyway. I mean, the main thing is if you're into this kind of stuff, and it also helps you, as we all know, everyone's in a tough situation at the moment due to the COVID-19 situation. We all of us is impacted everyone, including ourselves. On the So how this spirituality must have helped you during, especially during this COVID-19 situation.
Yes, of course, it helped me a lot because I like to meditate a lot. And when I
Yeah.
meditate, I think all artists should practice meditation because when I meditate, I have very beautiful, inspiring ideas. Yes, because you go deep in your heart, you relax the mind, and then you can have better ideas, even genius ideas. And I also, in the acting world, I was once invited to do a performance, a dance for a community, for a business. Let's say it was a company,
Right.
and they had this how I say Christmas party, and they invited me to make a dance performance. And I didn't have time to prepare it, so I went there just 1 hour before the show, and I didn't tell anybody this story, and I didn't had where to rehearse, so I just had my music. I plugged it in. I I put my clothes on. I sat somewhere in the back stage somewhere, and for half an hour I put myself in the meditation, and I made a choreography in my head. Just there's that. I just created the choreography in my head in meditation. I focus in the third eye. And then I'm telling you, Raju, honestly, I went on the stage and it was the most correct and perfect choreography of my life.
Wow.
So the one I was used to rehearse with the physical body, with the physical movement, didn't ever went so perfect. But this one, I didn't move 1 inch of my body. I just projected my mind and I made the choreography in my mind, and it was perfect. Like even the periods, the spinning, I was so impressed by the power of the mind. So that's why maybe you heard or you read, I'm called the Infinity Master. And because of that, I love meditation and I love using the power of the mind. It's a perfect tool if you use it correctly and for the good reasoning.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That's very interesting. That is actually absolutely. I think a lot of people will get inspired by this, and obviously, like you said, and they would want to. They should use spirituality in a positive way, which will help. Uh, you know, it helps stress and it helps a lot of stuff. And even myself, obviously, I've used martial arts in reducing stress during the COVID-19 situation. Especially Tai Chi.
Beautiful.
That's really helped me to come out to stay in a good frame of mind on that. But yeah, absolutely. Uh, and I need to. You reminded me as well when you said releasing books that I need to work on my new book as well soon. But because I've been working on this podcast, I've not had the time because obviously it does take a lot of time. Podcasting takes a lot of time, spare time. Now, but obviously I will get back onto that soon, hopefully. But yeah, so you said you're writing, and you're obviously acting. Obviously, things are a bit tough at the moment. Obviously, we all know regarding what's happening at the moment with this on there. So has that limited your acting roles which are getting offered at the moment?
Yes, very much. it's an artistic crisis, what we call. I spoke with all my colleagues, all are crying. Nobody has jobs, not even the one who are equity members or being famous on TV. Nobody, everybody was depressed to some point because they say, oh my God, everything is closed, what we do. I mean, for an artist, sometimes you have big expenses, and not having a job for 1 year, it's a big kick, in the ego and in your life,
It does.
it's
It does.
tough.
It, it does. Even if you look at the big film industries, including Hollywood or the Indian film industry, Bollywood, these two industries is impacted a lot as well due to the COVID-19 situation, where the small artists are struggling to survive. And obviously, other people are trying to help them out by giving them financial help, and the governments are trying to help as well. Because obviously, the bigger artists can survive, but obviously, the smaller artists who need that income coming through, it's a tough times at the moment, but hopefully things can get better. So I mean, is Romania in a better place now regarding the COVID-19 situation? How are they now?
Well, from what I heard from my friends, yes, they are. Everybody's vaccinated. They are lifted up the restriction. Not masks are not allowed. Are not required anymore. Everybody can
Okay.
go to holidays, can travel freely outside, inside the country. All of them, most of the people got 2 times vaccinated and they received the certificate. People are not dying
So
anymore, so things are getting to normal.
that's really good to know. Absolutely, and that's what we are hoping, that everywhere in the world people are, uh, things are getting better for them regarding the COVID-19 situation. I mean, in the UK, you may have heard as well, it's not mandatory to wear face masks. What's your opinion on that as well? I mean, as an artist, what is your opinion on not having face masks as mandatory, even though the cases are still are creeping up? Do you think it's a wise decision?
Well, I can only say my own experience. But first, I would like to add that I'm just Romanian by birth. I consider myself a planet citizen because I travel a lot and I live in many countries. I live in UK actually. Um, so regarding the masks, in the beginning I was very skeptical about wearing the mask. I felt I'm suffocating, and an actor, a famous friend of mine, which is also an actor, encouraged me to wear it. And I say, okay, if he says something like that, maybe he knows something more than I know. So let me wear it. So I start wearing the mask all the time in public, um, also in public meetings all the time. Yes, I was very attentive in wearing the mask. And I can say my own experience. For 1 year, I didn't even catch the smallest cold or the smallest flu. So not the COVID one. Yeah, COVID. No, I did. I think so many tests because I was still traveling during COVID, so I had all the time to do the tests. They were all negative, and I was very happy about it. But not even catching the smallest cold. So I realized that actually, when we are not wearing the mask, then we meet with other people. For example, in an environment which is closed, and one is sneezing, you know, many people have the normal flu just like that. So I think this, I say the World Health Organization did a great job in giving education to people. All the planet was convinced and forced to wash the hands, to wear masks, to take care of more of the hygiene, and I think this was a good education. Regarding the removing of the masks now, I don't know. I mean, it's also summer and it's very difficult for people to breathe. So I think, we shouldn't just get addicted to the mask and wear it for the rest of our lives. So I don't know. I think we should find maybe a different solution. But if we are still in danger, mask is very good. It helped me a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you said you live in the UK. Is that your permanent place now, or is that somewhere where you're living, but you're living in other places as well?
As I said, I'm a world traveler. I go where I'm being requested to go, or to film, or to. But yes, I would like to. I have one base in UK. I have multiple bases all over the world, which I don't want necessarily to share with people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. That's very interesting, and we've spoken a lot about stuff, and which we will. I'm sure we will obviously discuss about other stuff, but obviously we have covered a lot of stuff here with your career, and which is very interesting to the viewers. But obviously, uh, a lot of people who want to know more information. I'm presuming, like you're on Twitter, on your Twitter handler, which is below. So if anybody wants to, if anyone needs to get in touch with you, then they can find you on your Twitter handle below. And obviously, you're on Facebook as well.
Yes.
Is that on
RoxanaAngel.official are my Instagram public figure page, and also my Facebook page is also Roxana Angel public figure. You can find it. I have 2 or 3 pages, but and then you can write me private messages, and I'm checking it and responding. Actually, I'm not so active on Twitter, I must say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I know how to use Twitter. That's the first social media I learned to use. But when it comes to Facebook, I was never really into Facebook until recently. Uh, but Twitter is the one which I find easy to tweet because it's got the maximum characters, so you know how much you can type and how much you need. This is a maximum, so that helps. But with Facebook, there's no maximum. It gets me a bit confusing, and I don't know. I mean, it depends on whatever is good for you, I guess. But obviously, Twitter is something which I like posting on Twitter when it comes to the podcast. But when you are podcasting or whenever whichever area you're in, staying relevant on social media is very important. I would say, so people can get in touch with yourself. So like you said, people cannot get in touch with you via Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook regarding that. And we've already talked for 49 minutes, which is amazing in itself. The time has gone very quick. So that has been amazing on there. Is there any message you want to give people who will be downloading the episodes, because it will be available on later on today on all podcasting platforms. So anyone on Podbean or Apple Podcasts and Spotify, obviously the audio version, because they accept the audio version, and every other podcasting platform, it will be available to download. So is there a final message you want to give your viewers and listeners as well?
I'm very grateful for the invitation and for the talk. And I'm open to collaboration. I'm open to speak with my fans regarding acting, or also with my colleagues. If if anyone needs my advice in any domain that we been talk about, then they're willing to write on my official website, angelroxana.com. There is a contact page there in the end, and they can write my their message and drop their email, and I would be happy to respond to them. Thank you so much, Raju, for the time and for the talk. And for encouraging women talent. That's impressive what you do.
Yeah, I mean, just to quickly recap. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm trying to, is something which I think I mentioned yesterday to yourself. So it's something which obviously is looking to improve, and the YouTube channel, which is on here, youtube.com/talent spotlight, new with female talent. So yeah, so what we're hopefully looking to do is promote women in every single area, and obviously women who have made a difference in society. So that's what the aim is to do, and hopefully and make this a better podcast. I will obviously at the end of the podcast we'll have a quick we will continue, and then we will hopefully will bring you on very soon with other stuff on the podcast on there. So yeah, thank you very much, Roxana, Angel. It's been a pleasure to speak to you today, and thank you very much for your time, and obviously we will speak off the air as well on there. So thank you very much for your time today. It's been really good speaking to yourself.
The pleasure was on both sides. I wish everybody a happy life, a lot of success, and follow your dreams.